on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Awesome start to your weekend. Bitcoin finally decided to get out of bed, and it rolled over and fell on the floor. And we went all the way down to about $9,040. We did have a nice bounce back. However, I was saying how I wanted to kind of stay above that $9,300 level. Well, at the time of making this video, we are currently respecting that. So this is actually good short term for Bitcoin. Maybe this was just a nice, healthy pullback. We're still in the uptrend. We're going to talk about that, whether or not we should be worried, okay? Unfortunately, it is the weekend. We know the weekends can get a little bit crazy, but one thing I do want to talk about is, despite the fact that Bitcoin's price has pulled back, and obviously we're clearly far from an all-time high, we actually do have one key metric for Bitcoin that has managed to hit an all-time high, and this is quite bullish. I do want to talk about that moving forward. I also want to discuss the fact that there's still a lot of talk about Bitcoin being manipulated by Tether. You know, Tether printer go burr, just like the money printer. Well, actually, we do have some data recently that's come out and can kind of explain where all this Tether has actually been coming from. I think that's going to be an interesting topic to go over today, as well as, guys, can you believe it? India. Again, India's banning Bitcoin. Didn't they just say they were reversing the ban on Bitcoin? I almost feel silly reporting this news, but guys, unfortunately, it does look like India may be banning Bitcoin again, and this time it's going to be a lasting ban. We're going to get into that, and also Atari token. Scam? Legit? We're going to get into that, guys, but before we do, speaking of scams, watch out, because we know that the PS5 had its reveal this week, and now you are literally seeing fake scam giveaways by PlayStation and Sony. So, no, if you're new to crypto, this is a scam. With that being said, we're going to hop directly into the charts. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. If you're not subscribed, consider it. And without further ado, you know what we're doing. We're hopping right in. So you can see right here, we did actually have Bitcoin breaking out of this trend. Finally, I mean, I didn't know how much tighter we could get to the end of this thing. We did actually, interestingly enough, though, respect the top of the trend. Now, we still have this resistance. If we take it from this top wick right here to this top wick right here, we're actually sitting above the previous resistance as support. So this actually shows some strength for the bulls. We have fallen out of the ascending channel, though. That is unfortunate. We are above the $9,300 level that I spoke about yesterday that I did want to see Bitcoin maintain above. I also want to point out that we had this right here, this blue triangle. We had this descending resistance right here, you could see. Well, Bitcoin actually bounced off of that, and we may actually be looking to continue around in this triangle right here, which now would actually could drag Bitcoin out until about June 24th. So we had our move. We might be putting in some more sideways movement until then. Now, Tone Vase, you guys may be familiar with his TA. He uses the TD sequential. Well, we did get the 9. I said there was maybe a chance we wouldn't get the rejection. We did get the rejection, but are we going to have the full reversal? Because he's saying there's a potential we could go down to $7,000. Well, I mean, if we have a look right here, I just want to point out the significance of this move and where we got stopped out. You could see right back here. So basically, we have this descending broadening wedge. We've spoken about it. We have a target of about $15,500, right? If we do have a major breakout to the upside. That's the purple lines. But here's the interesting thing. So if we take this purple line right here, which represents the top of the trend, you can see right here, it acted as resistance. Right here, it acted as resistance. But right here, we've actually found support. So now we're sitting on top of the line. That's number one. Number two is the fact that we've actually noticed that this dotted yellow line right here was acting as the previous resistance after our Black Thursday dump. Once we broke above that, that line actually became support. So we actually have Bitcoin now sitting on two resistances flipped supports. This is actually bullish, guys. Now, look, for all I know, Bitcoin could dump over the weekend, but what I'm seeing right now is still a lot of bullish behavior from Bitcoin, and we are still putting in higher lows on the macro. So the trend is your friend until the end. We're still trending upwards. It's kind of hard to be super bearish just yet until we do have some kind of a confirmation of a major breakdown or we start to put in an actual lower low on the Bitcoin chart. One thing I will mention, fear and greed is now down to 38. So we were starting to get into the neutral, about to break into the greedy territory. We did pull back into the fear. So we never even officially got into the greedy zone yet, right? So, I mean, was it really due for a pullback or was it just the resistance? Well, the one thing that's a little bit kind of upsetting about this is that on the overall wick to wick ultimate resistance, basically from the all-time high back in way back in 2017 for Bitcoin, well, we are sitting below that. So basically, we're just putting in another higher low in the grand scheme of things. But the other thing I want to point out is we also did see stocks fall yesterday. So is Bitcoin still unfortunately correlated with the stock market? Well, that is the question, because, there are some instances where Bitcoin just goes off on a tangent and does its own thing. And then there's other days when it almost feels like Bitcoin is doing what the stocks are doing, right? Well, I want to just point out this chart that Crypto Burb said. He was like, this rally will fail just like all the others. Obviously, this is a joke. You could see, this rally will fail. Bitcoin is dead. Boom. Trades above all moving averages. Same thing here. This rally will fail. Bitcoin is dead. Boom. Trades above all other averages. Same thing here. Bitcoin is dead. And right now, you can see that people are saying the same thing. Okay, it failed. That's it. Bitcoin's going down. But you do have to understand that Bitcoin's moves do take a long time to play out. And don't forget, we still do have the effects of the halving taking place fundamentally in the back. You may not be seeing it. You may not think it's having an effect. It is having an effect because we have seen that the institutions essentially are buying up Bitcoin. We saw yesterday 1/3 of all of them in the US and UK are buying up right now, which is nuts, right? Other thing I want to point out is you can see that Bitcoin was still supported on its dominance right here. So, like I said in yesterday's video, is now the time to be buying altcoins? If you want to buy them long term, not financial advice, go for it. However, if Bitcoin does have a breakout, we might be looking for the dominance to go back up to the upside, which means that Bitcoin might outpace most of the altcoins. Not all of them. Some of them are going to definitely do well, but for the most part, if you're not sitting in the good ones, you might want to potentially consider hedging into Bitcoin just a bit. But I want to talk about a very bullish indicator. It's not really an indicator, actually. What this is right here, very boring chart, but this is known as the realized cap for Bitcoin. Now, essentially, what is the difference between these two? Well, I'll explain it. Essentially, the realized cap is a different way of calculating Bitcoin's value. It's an alternative to basically the conventional market cap, which is basically just take the price, multiply it by the coins, and that's it. This number is actually computed by taking the price at which each Bitcoin was last traded and the size of each trade and then multiplying them together. So basically, if we actually come over here and we see this chart, you can see right here we curved up. We started going from 42, 50, 55. And then you can see right here, if I scroll all the way to the end, we've officially hit 106 billion for realized cap for Bitcoin. So this is not market cap, this is realized cap, but it's still a good metric. You can still see that it has grown consistently over time. And in my opinion, this is a good thing for Bitcoin. So take it with what you will, but I just wanted to point that out. Also, side note, like Maddie Greenspan says, this is the first time ever that Bitcoin has actively participated in a Fed event. It's been completely motionless for several days, and all of a sudden now a rush of volatility along with other markets. He says this is a clear sign of increased institutionalization in the space, and I pretty much just told you guys that yes, about 1/3 of them are currently invested or hedging into Bitcoin. But guys, we all know it's just a Ponzi. It's being pumped by Tether, right? Now, I have made videos on this before. If you're interested, you can check it out. I will drop the video above. Bitcoin Black Swan event. Check it out. But basically, one researcher thinks that, all of this Tether printing is because the Bitcoin ecosystem is running dangerously low on real dollars. So is Tether no better than basically what they're doing with the money printers? Now, we have had Tether come out and say that, it was only 74% backed and collateral and all that. And listen, we can go into the whole Tether conspiracy for days. We've gone into it before, but I want to refer to this article that came out from Decrypt. And according to a new Sino Capital report, lots of Chinese investors are actually part of this equation. And they don't want you to know that they're buying USDT because the government frowns upon buying Bitcoin there. Now, we know that Bitcoin is not necessarily illegal, right? But you're not allowed to exchange or use exchanges in China. One thing that is affecting the issue of this is basically Chinese over-the-counter buyers. They say, quote, and this is from the CEO, Matthew Graham. He says, our key point is that OTC is an enormous market in China, far bigger than people think. And USDT is the crux of that flow. The report explains the legal gray area that covers Bitcoin. While they recognize Bitcoin as virtual property, they don't allow you to trade. However, lots of Chinese citizens use VPNs. They can get around it. So you basically have Tether. This stablecoin, they say, is perfect for servicing Chinese crypto clientele that have been shut out of the market. Obviously, it's highly liquid. It's depending on the day, the third or fourth crypto, right? Depending on what you look at. But basically, these tokens are distributed via over-the-counter trading desks. So these desks match buyers and sellers, and it's a very tight-knit community, they say. And then they have an anonymous employee, and he said trading Chinese yuan for Bitcoin is not technically illegal, but anyone who does so will have their bank account locked or even closed. So Tether to Bitcoin trading then is not wholly legal, but somehow it is tolerated. And actually, if we scroll down here and have a look at this chart, you can see average Tether buy-in is around $1,400 US. However, over the past year, they've seen a 300% surge. And if we just have a look right here of Tether on-chain received by exchanges and regions, you can see that pretty much over the past few years, quarter upon quarter, Chinese participation is growing, which is the black bar right here. So basically, you know, is that 100% of the truth? Who knows really what's going on in the back end, but these guys are saying that there's a lot of demand for Tether from these Chinese buyers, right? So is it totally manipulated? I don't think so, guys. Could it be partially? Of course. There's always, these types of situations moving forward. But let's talk about the fact that if we combine the local Bitcoin and Paxful Indian rupee volume, it's basically, with the exception of this little wick back here, basically around December 17th of 2017, it's pretty much at an all-time high for, Indian purchases and buying and selling of Bitcoin. Well, this coincides once again with apparently another ban from India. Guys, any of my subscribers out there from India, please drop me a comment below. What is going on? 1 week it's legal, next week it's banned, next month this is just madness. How can people deal with a government this indecisive? But according to a report by the Economic Times, looks like the country's finance ministry has set the proposal for inter-ministerial consultation. So the department then expects to forward the plan to its top cabinet, which operates directly under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The move further allows the motion to be tabled as a bill in the parliament. The news comes months after the Supreme Court of India just reversed a Bitcoin ban imposed by the country's central bank, which, to quote them, they said, while we have recognized the power of Reserve Bank of India to take preemptive action, we are testing in this part the order of the proportionality of such measures for the determination of which RBI needs to show at least some semblance of any damage suffered by its regulated entities, but there is none. And now we're banning it again. Crazy. I just don't know. And how do you even know, if you're a citizen in India, so, okay, great. I'm trading Bitcoin at, oh no, now is it double jeopardy? Am I going to get, how does that work? You can see down here, the name is, she says the government needs to stop this madness of deciding whether they want to ban crypto or not. Either do it so we can fight it or come up with better regulations instead of throwing a new bite every few days, creating panic in the public, right? I totally agree with that. And it does say that their proposed ban to Bitcoin surfaced at a time when the country is facing one of its biggest economic crises. Well, we're all facing a little bit of an economic crisis right now, but we do have some interesting news. So is Atari token a scam? Well, Atari Chain, apparently, if we come over here to this article, they are saying that Atari has announced that its holders of Atari token will be able to spend it on betting, gaming, and shopping. According to an announcement, the new offering for Atari token holders follow a partnership with esports firm Unicorn. With the partnership, they will get access to Atari's classic games such as Centipede, Pong, and Asteroids. Atari, on the other hand, will get access to the firm's esports betting platform and will see its token added to its ecosystem. So, looks like Atari is, in fact, joining the party after all. But that is it for me today, guys. Not too much else to say. We are going into the weekend. I do hate the weekend when it comes to Bitcoin because basically whatever happens doesn't matter because, we get our CME futures gap and then come Monday we end up basically closing it. But that is the situation, so I am keeping my eyes on that. Like I said, I am focusing a lot on the CME chart. I think lately the CME futures chart has been a lot easier and more predictable to read than the spot chart, so that's why I am keeping my eyes focused on it right now. We did put in the golden cross, the double golden cross, still looking bullish, still putting in higher highs. I don't know what to say, guys. Could we potentially have a major dump? Of course, Bitcoin has been known to dump 20 to 30%, but right now, trend is your friend until the end, so I'm gonna just trust my friend and just continue to follow the trend. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. If you want to win a Ledger Nano S, you guys know the weekend is your last chance. Monday, we do give it away. Join the free Telegram group if you want. Links below in the description if you guys want to support the channel. I do have a lot of, referral links if you guys want to buy a Ledger, join up to an exchanges, but I don't require that, guys. Just simply stopping by, hanging out, that's good enough for me. Thanks once again. You guys rock. I love you. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto, enjoy your weekend, and of course, peace out.